Good morning, everyone. We are Sharks, and today we are looking to a question that every student asks. What does it actually take to get an A? We found a dataset named Student Habits versus Academic Performance that tracked 1,000 students. It shows gating everything they do, from how much they study to how much they sleep, and even how much time they spend scrolling on their phones. Now, what's in the data? This data is super interesting because it links daily habits directly to final grades. We aren't just guessing here. We have the real numbers on study hours, social media, exercise, and even diet. We wanted to see which habits are the secret to succeed and which ones are just dragging us down. Take a look at this table. This is our general overview. Instead of looking at just one person, we grouped all 1,000 students to see the main trends. You can see how the exam score changed depending on the student's lifestyle. We tracked the balance between work and play. On average, a student in this group spent about 4 hours a day on things like Netflix or Instagram. But the cool part is how the grades move. You can see a huge gap between the top performance and those at the bottom, and it all comes down to how they manage their time. But is this just about studying? Does sleeping more help, or does it make you lazy? My team is going to break down these habits one by one to show you the winning formula. Let's start with the next part. Kirill.
Hello everyone. Now I'd like to answer the question, is there a relationship between hours of sleep, mental health and academic performance? I started with a raw data set, so the first step is data clearing and organization. I removed unnecessary variables and kept only the relevant ones, such as sleep hours, mental health rating and exam score. I also checked for missing values and the outliers to make sure that all data was accurate and reliable. This process resulted in the table shown at the bottom of the slide. Next, I organized and categorized the data by grouping sleep hours into 4 different ranges: less than 5 hours, 5 to 7 hours, 7 to 9 hours, and 9 and more hours. Uh, I also calculated for each of the groups average exam score and average mental health rating, which you can see in the table above. Next, using the summarized data, I created a bar chart, which is useful for comparing averages across categories. The chart shows a trend. For example, as sleep duration increases, average exam score also increases. However, when we look at the mental health, we can see that sleeping too much is associated with lower mental health ratings. This suggests that while more sleep improves academic performance, excessive sleep may have a negative impact on mental health. So the answer to the question is yes, there is a relationship between sleep, academic performance, and mental health. And the best results appear to come from a balanced amount of sleep. Next, Fernando will be talking about social media use. Thank you.
Okay, so about social media in the first data table, the goal was to organize the information from the 1,000 students in the clear way. We grouped them by age and included 3 main variables: hours of study, hours spent on social media, and their average test scores. This makes it easier to spot patterns across different age groups. When we look at the table, a clear trend appears. Students who spend more time on social media usually get lower grades, while those who study more tend to perform better. This shows that using social media instead of studying can negatively affect students' GPA. After cleaning and processing the data, this pattern becomes even clearer in the final graph, where the relationship between study time, social media use, and test scores is easy to see. Now, Sarah solved the following question.
Now let's answer the following question. How many study hours are necessary for good performance? First, let's examine the relationship between study habits and academic performance using data extraction techniques. We began by collecting detailed data such as daily study hours, social media use, and exam scores. While this raw data was informative, it was difficult to interpret due to its variability. To make the results clearer, we grouped study hours into four ranges: 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and more than 6 hours. This allowed us to move from individual data points to a clear comparative structure. The bar chart shows the average exam score for each study range. As study time increases, so does performance. Students studying up to 2 hours average around 47, while those studying more than 6 hours score close to 98, indicating a strong positive relationship. In conclusion, transforming raw data into structured categories made the findings clearer and highlighted the predictive value of study duration. Now let's hand over to Kirill.
And now I'll be speaking about that quality. In response, that quality influence your GPA? So here we have a table in which we have all students' that quality and numeralized from 1 to 4 and their respective exam scores. Taking all this data, we simplified it into three different categories, having a poor diet quality, a fair one, and a good one. We can see that the average exam scores of of all students with this different diet qualities do not take very different values. They might make a difference, but not a notorious difference. The same can be observed in this graph, which looks almost symmetrical. And now we will go with Alan.
Well, I'm going to explain how physical condition can affect academic performance. The table includes data from 1,000 individuals who have been grouped by age and calculate the average number of sleep hours, frequency of exercise, and exam scores to facilitate the measurement. First, we have age ranging from 80 to 24 years old. Next is sleep hours, which varies from as little as 4 hours to over 9 hours per night. Then we have exercise frequency measured in sessions per week. Some individuals exercise up to 6 times weekly, while others don't exercise at all. Finally, we have exam score, which range weekly from just 25 to a perfect 100. Now, what patterns can we observe? Some individuals who sleep 4 or 6 hours and exercise 6 times score a perfect 100. Meanwhile, others with high sleep and moderate exercise score much lower. This suggests that sleep and exercise are important and their impact on exam performance. Although small, can be critical to a mental health and academic activity. In conclusion, this table offers a fascinating glimpse into how lifestyle shows might related to academic success. So, my partner Avian will close this video.
Thank you, Alan. So, what's the final lesson here? Being a top student isn't about being a robot. As we saw, the most successful students in this study still have fun, but they protect their sleep and stay consistent with their exercise. It's about balance. Now, if you want to improve your grades, try changing just one habit this week. Which one will you pick? Let us know in the comments. Now, we are the Sharks and thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more data deep dives. See ya!